After the exam changes were announced for the PTE Academic and UKVI, which are going to be applied from 7th of August, many people were scared because read aloud is not going to contribute to your reading scores anymore, and people were scared how we can still achieve 79 plus or a 90 score in the PTE reading module. So I decided to take the official score test, the new version what Pearson is offering right now, and decided to test all the techniques that we have been sharing with you for the reading module, and the results are really promising. So like and subscribe and watch it right till the end. Very good news is coming for you. Hey everyone, this is Anurag here from Edutrainex PTE. I hope you all are doing great. So we are in the process of testing each of the module. This time we decided to check the PTE reading module, and how we are doing that is we are buying the official score test that is offered by Pearson, and then I'm doing the test to check the techniques that we have been using, the type of questions we have been putting in the prediction files for you are working or not. And slowly and steadily I'll be doing that for each of the module, followed by this video will be on the writing, and then speaking will also come. Now, due to copyright issues, we are unable to share you the actual screenshots from the test that we did, because our channel and the videos may get banned because of that. Many channels have closed due to this, but I'll be sharing ways how you can still verify and check with us directly what the results were. I'm going to share everything with you shortly. So let's begin and start evaluating how I was able to manage to get a perfect 90 score without the help of read aloud. Okay, so what I did was I purchased the test number 1, version 1, and I can show you a screenshot of the test that I purchased. I sat for the exam, I skipped the remaining module, but I only attempted these questions over here. That version costed me $35.99 US in Australian dollars, which is my currency, roughly around $59.99 were spent on that. So it's not about spending the money, it's just about actually taking the exam. So what did I attempt was skip the complete speaking module, focused on summarize written text from the writing module, and then all the questions from reading test, as well as 2 questions from the listening module, which also contribute to your reading scores. So all of them had to be attempted because we wanted to get a perfect 90 and see if it is working without read aloud or not, and still see the quality and the quantity of the questions that are being displayed on the Pearson website. Do they match or not? And the techniques and the types of questions, everything. So we do offer 2 types of membership as well, which is priority and the VIP plans on YouTube. VIP plan will give you lots of things like the prediction questions, repeated questions, vocabulary list, spelling list, grammar, ebooks, templates and everything. Whereas in priority, you will only get the repeated questions. So depending on what you need, same type of questions I got in the test as well. Now I'll be sharing with you some questions that we have gathered from the prediction file, and whenever you take the exam, you will find the questions to be either you get the same questions, 1 or 2 will definitely match, or you get similar types of questions. The concept is very clear. We want to solve the similar types of questions that we are getting in the exam. We don't want to practice anything else. Just the types of questions that are coming in the exam will prepare you better. So now let's start talking about how many questions and how many marks are assigned for each of these. For reading, writing, fill in the blanks, which is now called as drop down because it does not contribute to your writing scores anymore, only to your reading. So this drag and drop and drop down. This one is drop down, which is reading, writing, which has more weightage. Reading, fill in the blanks, which only contributes again to your reading. 20 to 25 marks, multiple choice, multiple answers. The number of questions have been increased. Single answer also. This is the mark section. So how much marks you are getting from each of the module, you need to understand. So 2 to 3 questions also come for reorder paragraph. Now, depending on the number of sentences and how many sequences you get, that is how much marks you get. Summarize written text is, as per Pearson guidelines, it is 9 points per question, but I'll show you something surprising related to summarize written text, what I got. Highlight incorrect words, again 8 to 12 points, which is good amount of points that you can get from the listening section to boost your reading scores. And highlight correct summary, again 2 to 3 points depending on how many questions you are getting. So 2 points you can get from there as well. Now, how many questions did I get in the real exam? So if you see, 4 questions I got for fill in the blanks, which is the drag and drop. 5 questions I got for drop down ones, and this is the number of blanks I have mentioned here. So only 18 blanks were there. 4 questions, one with 4, one with 4, one with 5, one with 4, something like that. But I counted all the number of blanks and listed it here. For drop down, which was reading, writing, filling the blanks, I got roughly around 23 blanks in total for 5 questions. Multiple choice, multiple answers, I got 2 questions, so 4 points because there is more than one answer definitely. Multiple choice, single answer, again I got 2 questions and 2 points for that. Reorder paragraph, I got only 2 and only 4 sentence sequence. So only 6 points I got from here, whereas what Pearson says you can get around 10 to 13. So in the exam, everything will be dynamic for you. Now this number of questions that I've got does match with what they advertise, but sometimes they will increase or decrease the number of questions depending on what type of questions you are getting. So maybe it's a big passage with more number of blanks. So then that means you will get either less number of questions or they will decrease the text of the next question. So that's how they balance it. Summarize written text, I got 2 of them, and this is what I was talking about. I got 20 points. So 10 points I got per question. I'll show you the scorecards shortly. Highlight incorrect words, I got 2, and in total roughly around 9 points. Again matches with the scoring guidelines. Now for highlight correct summary, again I got 2, and because there is only one correct answer, I also managed to get 2 points from here. Now comes the judgment day or the judgment time when I was eagerly waiting for my results. So I got this score. So as you can see, I skipped speaking section completely, but still I managed to get a 10 score. So this is the minimum you will get even if you ignore complete section. Okay, for reading, as I was expecting, I got a perfect 90. For writing, I got 20. Now this is what I was talking about. Summarize written text. If you add all the points from the PTE scoring guidelines, it comes to 9 points per question, but I got 10 points per question because there were 2 summarize written text questions. And for listening, again roughly around 12 points. So a combination of highlight incorrect words and highlight correct summary. So now I'm going to show you the receipt, actually how I purchased the test, and you can see here this is Code Practice Test version 1, and this costed me roughly $60 Australian dollars. Okay, so this is the proof that I just wanted to share with you. Unfortunately, this is my email, so I can share whatever I want from my side, but from the Pearson side, it's copyright issues. So that's why we have to take cautious steps, what we can show you, what we cannot show you. None of the YouTube channels who want to survive there are not sharing any copyrighted results on their YouTube videos. So we will refrain from that. We will put a restraint. But yes, if you do want to see my score, you can WhatsApp us and then we can share it with you. Same score what I shared with you, but only in the format what Pearson issues. So that's what I said. When I got a 90 in reading, that's the time when I remembered this. चीते की चाल, बाज की नजर और Edutrainex के strategies पे कभी संदेह नहीं करते. So that's what you guys need to do as well. You need to trust the ways that we have been teaching. Lot of useful information and videos have been published every single month. Whereas we have also playlists dedicated to improving your vocabulary, to understand how the words are used in the fill in the blanks questions, as well as a playlist for grammar. So all those things will be required for you to solve these questions. Collectively in reading, grammar is very much required, vocabulary is very much required, and your reading skills are also very much required. So let's start looking at the questions. Now this question did not appear for me in the exam, but it was very, very close because some of the word options that you see here was something I also got. Words like slightly, only, or this combination of conjunctions or how we use those words. So if you try to solve this question, you will solve it exactly the same way as I did in the exam. So if you read it, start reading it. Many tests have shown that in a very broad way, people in most parts of the world have similar color preferences. Blue is the most preferred color and popular hue, followed by in order red, green, blue, yellow, and orange. Overlaying this basic order of color preference, overlaying dash. Dash are the responses of individuals which of course vary. So that means what they described before was talking about general preferences, red, blue, green, what people follow, but now they are talking about some variation. So which type of connector will you use? Whatsoever, therefore, thus, therefore and thus can be straight away eliminated because we are not trying to draw any conclusion here. Okay, only two remains, which is however and whatsoever. Whatsoever is not ideal in this scenario because we are not trying whatsoever like anyway. We are trying to contrast information because we are talking about variation. Vary, preferences vary as well. So however is the most appropriate word, and these words do appear in the exam as well. This is an exam question. So if you have access to the priority membership or VIP membership, you will get access to all the latest questions that are coming in the exam. Very important to do them before you take your exam. Now let's move on to the next one, which of course vary. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you, when you join us as a live class student for full academic or UKVI or PT core training, you get everything that we have, all the resources, unlimited vocabulary, spellings list, all the previous month's prediction files, everything collectively given to you. Whereas the YouTube memberships gives you slight benefits, more benefits in VIP with little cost if you are preparing on your own. Let's look at the next one. Are the responses of individual, which of course vary dash and may also be very powerful. So how do they vary? Slightly, badly or strongly. We are not talking about any emotions that we are strongly expressing that, or badly, very badly. That's not making sense because variation is not used with badly. Variation is measured, how wide or how broad it is. So that's what we are doing, very widely. And slightly, if it was the case, again slightly is not making contextual sense here because we are talking about bigger variations, right? They are very powerful. The next line says that. So slightly again is not fitting. Widely is the best answer here. Next one, children are likely to have strong dash for some colors and aversion to others. See, aversion means hatredness, don't like. Whereas they have strong what? Divergences is not making sense. We are not talking about different types of colors, or even comparisons is not making sense. Strong what? Strong preferences is making sense, right? Strong similarities for some color, again not making sense. We are talking about preferences versus aversion, which is the next word, which is one side is positive, preferences, the other side is aversion, hatredness. So that's why this word is the best one, preferences. And the other one, but sometimes will not admit them since outside dash. There's no full stop here. Maybe. So let's read the sentence again. But sometimes will not admit. So they have strong preferences, but they will not admit sometimes, since outside dash may be influential in determining both color and preferences. Outside what? Outside pressures. No one is creating any pressures. We're not talking about pressures. And outside appearances, again, we are not talking about appearances. Outside factors is the correct one. Factors affecting their choices, their preferences, factors, aspects, all those things can be used here. Reasons again is not making sense. So determining both color preferences, the way they are expressed or suppressed, suppressed, current fashions in clothes and accessories, gender strengthening and peer group pressure may all play a significant part. Boys in particular may be reluctant to admit to any strong preferences for colors, dash those of favorite football teams. So boys are ready to accept colors related to their football teams. So what is making sense here? But in particular, they are reluctant. Reluctant means they don't want to. Reluctant to admit. So they don't want to admit any strong preferences for colors. Which word will you use? Instead of those, so you have to look at word which is showing some kind of exception. So the only word that here exists here is other than. So other than their football team's association, they don't show any preferences. They are reluctant to admit. So that is the correct choice here. Instead of gives you options, instead of this or this. Rather than, again, option things. I would do this rather than doing that. Together with, not making sense because we are talking about two sides, not togetherness. So that's exactly similar types of questions, and I use exactly the same techniques that I'm sharing with you right now to solve the questions, and perfect. I was 100% confident that whatever I selected is making contextually sense, and I was able to eliminate all the other ones as well, which were not perfect word. Some were close, very close, but not the perfect word. Only one word will be the perfect one. Let's look at another fill in the blanks. Now this is also I wanted to show you. See how prepositions are used here. So some questions will have prepositions as options, and some questions the option words will be given and the prepositions will be used after that. Very common pattern nowadays in the PT exam for fill in the blanks questions, both drag and drop down. Now this is exactly what I'm telling you. In the VIP plan we provide a vocabulary list. In that vocabulary list will not only give you the words, their meanings, their collocations as well, their prepositional use as well, which type of preposition they are used with. Again, this is a YouTube membership plan that you have to purchase as a VIP or priority. In priority, the questions list will be present. But if you are our student, you will get these things anyway. So let's try to solve this question. A drop in the incidence of lightning strikes could impact dash the frequency of wildfire. Impact on something, okay? Not to impact on. We are talking about the frequency of wildfires. It is having an impact on. So impact on is the best word here. Impact about is not used. Impact for is also not used. Impact to may be confusing to you, but on is better here. Impact to something is talking about two things hitting each other. But here the impact is on some other thing, like the frequency of wildfire. So it is impacting in ing form or impact on. So that's how we have to use these two words. The next one, if we read here, Leeds University used a newly devised method to calculate the likely incidence of lightning flashes from storm clouds, dash traditional calculations of the lightning flashes at the global scale. So which words are given? Unlike, unless, except, and besides. So if you are not getting sense, you have to continue reading from where we finished. Especially in tropical regions, it could be lower, also lower the incidence of lightning strikes to infrastructure and affect how greenhouse gases in atmosphere contribute to climate change. Scientists from University of blah 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 university used a newly devised method to calculate the likely incidence of lightning flashes from the storm clouds, dash traditional calculations of lightning flashes at a global scale. So it is talking about not using here this one traditional methods, because it says newly devised method they are using, right? So you have to use a word that opposes this. Unlike, unless, except, or besides. Besides is not opposing. Except is causing an exception, not opposing. Unless is like a conditional thing. Unless you do this, you can't achieve the scores. So unlike is the best word, and unlike is making perfect sense as well, because we are talking about newly devised method, unlike the traditional ways. So not like the traditional ways. So that's why this word is perfect here. Again, the third blank, set of prepositions. See, what is, sometimes you can just solve it using collocations, or if you know how to use with words like build, build on, build up, build off, build around. I will straight away go with build up, because build up is very commonly used. And even if you read the sentence, what is it talking about? Lightning flashes at a global scale, which are based on the height of the clouds. Their approach takes into account the movement of tiny ice particles that form and move within clouds. Electrical charges build up inside clouds, not build on inside cloud. On or inside. Build up is used together. Build up means collecting. That's what it is. Like a phrasal verb or a new verb. When two words are combined, it means something else. Kick off. You remember the word kick off? Does not mean kicking someone, means start something. So up is the correct one, and the last one is looking like a grammar one. These are dash during storms, giving rise to lightning flashes and thunder. These are what? These are discharge, because are discharging, are discharged already are written here, so we can eliminate that. These are discharged. After are, you can't use simple verb one form. ing can come or ed can come. So ing is not suitable here because it has double r, so we can eliminate that. The only thing that remains is Discharge. These are discharged during storms. Also making perfect sense, right? So let's look at another fill in the blanks question, this time simple drag and drop one. See the kind of complexity that is coming in the exam. Okay, the world of science, in this one you will not have prepositional based testing, but prepositions can come after the blank as well. Okay, so sometimes pronouns, prepositions will be coming together, and then if you choose the word, even if you know how to use that word with the preposition, it will be helpful. I'll share you more information in the next vocabulary video or the next reading video as well. The world of science has witnessed countless breakthroughs. Last month, a research team dashed a new species of deep sea fish during an expedition. Expedition is like what? A discovery process. So which word is making sense here? And it is talking about last month, something happened in the past. Okay, research team is a noun, singular noun because it has an A. We need what? Subject is already there, this one. Subject, we need a verb here, and new species is the object here. So verb in the past tense. That's what grammar can help you to achieve. Now let's look at the words. Invented, possessed, discovered, occupied, and hailed. 5 words in past tense, which is making sense, common sense, simple. Discovery, discovered. They did not invent the species. You can't invent a species. They can't possess a species. Or hailed or occupied. Not making sense. So grammar helps you to shortlist, and then your common sense helps you to crack the question. The next one. These creatures living in the darkest depths were hidden from human sight until now. The scientists didn't just dash, didn't just what? Didn't just across, okay, some word that can be used with across. Didn't just dash across them casually. They used advanced sonar technology and spent hours analyzing data. So try if you don't know. Just, didn't, just, you're missing a verb here. Didn't do or didn't go, those kind of words, and again in the simple present tense form. Now how many verbs do you see in the simple present tense form? Scientists over here is plural, so we can only use a singular verb here. Subject and verb agreement. If you don't remember, go and watch my grammar videos where I talk about this concepts. So singular verb 1, find is there, stumble is there, only 2 options. Now which one is making sense? Stumble across is the perfect collocation. Find across, you don't say use it, you say find out. Find out is most commonly used, not find across. So that's what can help you crack the questions very easily. The third one. Back in the lab, the team worked with biologists who dash extensive knowledge of marine genetics. Who had in them, like possessing. And again, we need a verb over here. Back in the lab, the team worked, past tense, written in the past tense, worked with biologists who dash extensive knowledge, who possessed extensive knowledge is the third one. Invented is not making sense. Again, occupied is not making sense. So only possessed is making sense. And the last one, soon after their findings were published and the scientific community dash it as a significant discovery, opening new doors for ocean research. So what did scientific community do? And the scientific community, which is again noun, we need a verb here to complete the sequence, subject, verb, object. And this is talking about in the past tense, where published, happened already. So we need a past tense verb in the verb form. So occupied it a significant discovery is not making sense. Invented it a significant discovery again is not making sense. Hailed, only one word left, which becomes your answer. Hailed it as a significant discovery. That means regard it. Hailed means regard, or hailing from is also related to where people are coming from. He hails from the United Kingdom. So that's how it can be used as well. Okay, so now you must be very confident with what the techniques. I am definitely very confident whatever techniques we have been sharing, whatever types of questions we have been putting in our videos as well as in the prediction files. Everything is pretty similar to what I experienced. And yes, using the same techniques that I shared with you, I was able to crack a 90 score in the reading module. You can also do the same. As I said before, if you need proper help Join our live classes. We provide everything, app access, all the benefits that you can get. App access, mock test, prediction files, vocabulary list, everything unlimited for you. But if you have already prepared by yourself or just need a little bit of help, then priority membership or VIP membership plan can help you further. So just decide what you want to do. And in the meantime, if you haven't watched the video that I made recently, very recently, on the new PTE exam format, complete scoring guide, full analysis of everything, go and watch it. Keep watching Edutrainex, and I'll soon be back with another super informative video on PT topics. See you soon.